What's up, everybody? Welcome to 3D Rivals. My name is Darren, aka DJ, and this is the podcast where we talk about comics and movies and everything in between. Today, I am joined by my sister,
Delinda.
Delinda. Such a lovely name. I can't with your names. Delinda. And Derek has once again been kicked off of the show. This time it might be for good. You never know. But yeah, it's just us two this week. And of course, Aladdin came out this past weekend. So Disney's live action remake of their classic Aladdin. So we're going to talk about that movie. But first, of course, we always get into the news. I feel like I should have like a news theme play. Right?
Oh, yes. Yes. We'll add that in for next week.
Whatever.
What kind of news channel you watch where if the theme is do?
You know, the little, like, it's like two, I don't know, whatever.
Okay. That's not even a piano tune.
I don't know.
Okay.
A news theme, okay?
All right, I got you.
All right, but first, let's do some budgets. Or not budgets, box office.
Mm-hmm.
Avengers Endgame is nearing $2.7 billion. It's still up in the air, still a coin toss whether or not it will pass Avatar. We don't know when it's going to die off, but of course it's making less and less every weekend, and it may or may not. I mean, it's close right now. Mm-hmm. It's very close, but just don't know if it's going to pass Avatar.
Avatar had the benefit of being re-released in theaters, didn't it?
Was it re-released?
I feel like it had to be, right?
I don't think if it was, I don't think they're counting because I heard them mention it like sometimes when they use Titanic, they go like, okay, if we adjust for the re-releases, then it was this much, know.
But then I feel like it took Avatar, I think it said 47 days to reach $1 billion something. So then that means that Avatar was holding steady for a month and a half? That seems unusual for a movie.
That does seem unusual. But it was a brand new thing, too. A lot of people trying to go see the 3D movies,
okay.
Plus the hype after, because it was a well-shot 3D movie, I want to say. I don't want to call it a good 3D movie because I don't think the movie's good.
No, I think it was just visually pleasing.
Yes, visually it was excellent.
Yeah.
And I think that kind of hype kind of carried it for a while.
Because it seems like 47 days is a long time, for a movie in theater, and then for it to reach $2 billion, I just like, how many days did it take? And was that just from its initial release? That seems unusual to me, but maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah. Never know. I don't know. But we'll see. I mean, either way, whether Endgame passes Avatar or not, this is definitely a feat for superhero movies in general and for Marvel Studios, which, I mean, technically still is a young studio, right?
Yeah.
Getting started 10 years ago, 11 years ago, making $1 billion per movie, so...
And I did read Endgame is the second highest domestic box office, so we do have that.
Yeah. And then you have adjustments for inflation and stuff, so... which is still at the top of the charts, where I think it's like 16 after adjustments for inflation, or 13 if you don't count re-releases and stuff like that, so... It's doing pretty awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I think the movie that no one can beat is like Little House on the Prairie or something like that.
How is that true?
When you adjust for inflation, that movie made.
You sure it's not like Casablanca or Gone with the Wind or something?
No, I think it's Little House on the Prairie.
Wasn't that a TV show?
I think so too.
And
it was a movie. I'm pretty sure it was a movie too.
I think you just made up an old show. And
I was watching a box office thing, and I could have sworn he said
Little House on the
Little House on the Prairie, but I could be wrong.
I think you're wrong about that.
It's one of those movies, like an old movie like that, like, and not what you expect it to be.
Okay.
Yeah. But apparently that movie just made tons of money for its time, and like if you adjust it to our time, it just kills everyone. So, and with the way income is now, I don't think anybody's gonna make that much. I think it's like $4 billion or something like that.
I have not heard of this, but I will take your word for it.
I'm gonna have to watch that again and see exactly what it was. This was a couple of weeks ago, so I might not remember. All right. More box office. Men in Black is tracking for a $40 million weekend opening.
That's pretty low, right?
I feel like for this movie, it is low. You know,
Yeah.
like I think last week we were talking about John Wick and how well, you know, $50 million was for it. Men in Black has a budget of $110 million.
So it will make its money back.
Yeah, it will, but I feel like it's not going to make that much. It might do 1.5%.
Yeah.
That's not that great, you know.
No.
Or not 1.5%, like 150%. You guys know what I'm saying.
Yes, got you.
So yeah, like that doesn't seem like it's tracking well.
No, I don't know. I mean,
in fact, I think it's lower than. I think the other movies made at least 50 on their opening weekends.
I think they're estimating too low. I can't see how it would make less than 50.
Yeah, I mean, this movie looks at least a little interesting.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of other stuff coming out, too. People might be just saving their money for stuff like that.
Okay.
It is the week after Spider-Man Far From Home comes out, I believe.
Okay.
So people may be still planning to see that movie, and that's going to be hard to kind of knock out of this spot.
That does kind of suck that it's coming out 1 week after a Marvel movie.
Yeah. So...
yeah.
Aladdin. Now, we know we're going to talk about that in the future. This weekend, it made $105 million domestically, $207 million worldwide. So, pretty good. So, Disney didn't flop like Dumbo.
Right.
But I don't know why they remade Dumbo. Nobody wants to see that.
No one liked the cartoons.
Yeah, but Aladdin is a classic, so I'm not surprised. I mean...
Yeah, initially you get all those people who like, oh, I love Aladdin. I feel like there might be a huge drop-off for the second week since it wasn't fantastic. You know what I mean? Yeah,
I mean... But although I think audience scores are around 60%, which I guess that stands to what you were saying. Good, but not fantastic.
Yeah.
Kids are going to like it, though. Plus, you have the nostalgia factor. I'm pretty sure... I think I saw an article, it's like 40% of people said they're going to see it just because.
Which is why I feel like this first week you get your 105 million, but then the second week is going to be like a huge drop off because it's like, okay, I saw it because I liked it when I was a kid. Yeah. I'm not going to go run and tell my friends, hey guys, let's go see this again.
Right. Okay. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens with it next week. Aladdin's, that's not like one of the movies I generally keep track of, but I might to see how that does. Now into the rest of the news. So there's a rumor, but WandaVision, the Disney Plus TV show about Scarlet Witch and Vision from the MCU, there's a rumor that Wanda will start to get her reality-changing powers in the show.
So then are they leading up to the House of M, what you and Derek was talking about last week?
I don't know if they're going to do that, but that would be a good idea because maybe even the TV show will cover the House of M instead of doing it in the movies. Maybe they'll do it in the TV show. I'm not saying the first season. Please don't do that in one season. Like I feel like that would be so bad.
Right.
But yeah, I think they might be going that route because remember it came out a while back that it's supposed to have like a 1950s feel, and we were talking like how in the world are you going to do that? Yeah. And it's out that it's going to take place in some suburbs and stuff. So I feel like this might even be a reality that she sets up or something.
So could it be that Vision doesn't even return yet, and this is all in her head where Vision is when she can spend time with Vision?
Yeah. That might be the case. I did see someone think that too. Like, if she is getting her reality-altering powers, Vision may not even be coming back at all.
Ooh. I always assumed he was coming back.
Yeah, I did too. Well, he's a robot, right?
Right. I mean, we keep saying he's a robot, but they keep not rebuilding him.
Yeah, I'm like, come on, someone can rebuild him. They even talked about how he didn't need the stone, so there was a way to rebuild him. I feel like
I'm sure two movies later he'll be back.
Maybe just put a few bits of vibranium in him.
Yeah, that's all you need.
All right, and then another rumor, and I think you had a little bit more on this, but there were some rumors about Deadpool and how he was going to be brought into the MCU. What I saw come up was some people were thinking that the third Marvel Spider-Man movie was going to have Deadpool in it. I don't think so. I think they really want to focus on Spider-Man in these movies. So I don't feel like they're going to do that.
He could be in it as how Iron Man was in Homecoming.
Oh, just a little short?
Yeah, just a little pop in, pop out kind of thing. Not because if Deadpool was in Spider-Man, he would take over the movie.
Yeah. Like if he was like a secondary character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think maybe it's just he's kind of, in and out, kind of like how Iron Man was in Homecoming. I think if that's the route that we're going, that's what it would be like.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. And then I had 2 other rumors about it, and so one was that it would just be a new solo film, Deadpool 3, which is, of course,
I think it's the most likely.
I mean, that's always on the table, right?
Yeah.
Deadpool 3. The other one was a Disney Plus limited series, which also to me sounds kind of reasonable.
Yeah. But see, I always figured they would put Deadpool on Hulu. Because Disney came out and said they're going to keep his character the way he is.
Couldn't you and just edit the words a little bit?
Yeah.
I mean, do that and don't show the blood.
Yeah, that's true. They could do that with Deadpool. So, I mean, either way, I think the most likely outcome for Deadpool is just a 3rd movie. Now, his next movie was supposed to be X-Force. Now, I think that's definitely off the table. So I feel like it's just going to be another movie. Yeah. But the Disney Plus is the next most likely step.
That seems likely to me because it seems like they're using Disney Plus to kind of bridge gaps between movies.
Yeah.
And I feel like, especially since it's a character that's not really in the MCU yet, that would be a perfect way to kind of bridge that gap, and then he can show up in another movie.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's true. We could do that. We'll see what they do with him. I don't think they're going to wait too long before they put him in a movie.
Because he's really popular right now.
Yeah. I was in Canada this past week, and there was someone walking around dressed as Deadpool, acting like Deadpool. I don't know why. He was.
They do that. It was like that in Vegas, too.
Yeah. It wasn't like a special event where like a bunch of people dressed up. Mm-hmm. Nope. He was the only one. Oh. So I'm not sure what was going on there.
You get tips if you want a picture with him.
Okay. Oh, it was a touristy area, so that was probably a good idea. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But, yeah, that was just weird. It was weird. I mean, but, yeah, he's real popular. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, his last movie was last February, 2018.
Yeah.
I'm not going to count Once Upon a Time because that was
the limited,
re-release, really. Yeah. Yeah, they're not going to want to go too long. I think 2020 is when you have to come out with another movie, or at least by 2021.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they'll hop on that.
Yeah, no later than 2021.
Yeah.
But yeah, Sonic the Hedgehog.
Oh, there's news about this.
Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
So, Sonic's release date has been pushed back to February 14th.
So they're going to fix the movie.
Yeah, so they can give the visual effects artists time to redesign the character. Mm-hmm. Since there was a big outrage about how he looked. But I'm like, this is going to raise that movie's budget by how much, though?
No, I don't think so. You got that stuff budgeted in.
To
make edits and reshoots, that's in the budget.
Yeah, but this is like to redesign the entire. He's the main character.
How much redesign are we talking? It's probably not even going to be that much. They probably got rid of those weird teeth and fix his hands.
All right, we'll see what happens with that. But yeah, it got pushed back to February. So I did find this interesting because I guess this is a movie studio listening to the fans for once.
Well. I don't know. The movie's going to suck regardless, and no one's going to go see it. So do whatever you want. No one cares.
I feel that. I'm, for one, not excited about the Sonic movie. Don't really want to see it, and not even for the podcast. I don't think I'm going to go see this movie.
No.
Yeah. So no. All right. Rotten Tomatoes. They've changed the way they do their audience score. So we know there was that big debacle with Captain Marvel, and there was people trying to take down our audience score. And people were saying the Rotten Tomatoes were wrong, and that people really were giving it that audience score, which I think is false since the movie made $1 billion. But then people are turning around saying that Disney bought tickets for the movie, which doesn't make sense because why waste the money? Why would they waste the money on
And why
that?
would Disney need to do that? Marvel has not lost money on a single film.
Yeah.
They are not desperate enough to buy tickets to their own movies to make it look like people want to go see it.
First of all, this company owns Star Wars, Marvel, their own set of movies, and now Fox, and they're going to have a streaming service. They don't need to push one movie to make $1 billion. It's very unnecessary.
Yeah, no.
So I think that's false. But while they were complaining about that, Rotten Tomatoes still changed how they do it. So now you have to verify that you've purchased a ticket in order for your review to count against the score of the movie.
Well, I feel like it should have been something like that anyways, because how can I rank a movie that I haven't even seen yet?
Yeah.
And it's like, I hate that even with, you buy things online, there's like, people are giving things 1 star because of bad delivery service. Has nothing to do with the item.
Yeah, that's... when you read reviews, they're usually pretty bad. Like, nothing to do... we even seen people give reviews to certain movies, and it'll obviously be like a copy-pasted review. Let's just throw a random movie. Let's say they review Men in Black, and they will copy and paste it and put it on Aladdin, saying they hated the movie. And it's like, well, you obviously didn't. You just wanted to put a bad review on this movie and didn't have anything to say.
Yeah, so I think they should limit it. One, I don't understand why there was always audience scores before the movie actually came out.
Yeah, because how many people get to see it before it comes out?
Not that many people.
Yeah, I want to figure out how to do that. I don't know how to.
Yeah.
I think there's a way.
I know we can see The Secret Life of Pets early, but I don't want to see that movie.
No, I don't. What?
I'm just saying, if you want to see it 2 weeks before it comes out, we can.
We can watch Secret Life of Pets?
Yeah.
Guys, let it be known that we are not watching Secret Life of Pets.
I didn't like the first one, and I'm very surprised that
You've seen the first one?
Yeah, I've seen the first one.
I haven't seen it at all.
Don't waste your
time. I'm not. No, it doesn't seem interesting. Yeah, but I think this is a good move by Rotten Tomatoes. And if anyone complained talking about censorship or whatever, it shouldn't be, because of course you should be able to actually see the movie, and it doesn't take away from anyone that has seen it to do a review. You just give a little proof that you've bought a ticket, and I don't think any trolls are gonna buy tickets to give a bad review. So I think it's a good idea, and it's a way to give an actual accurate consensus of what the audience thinks.
Yep.
So I think that's a good move. Some small bits of news. Star Trek Picard. So I don't know if that's a movie coming out. I think.
You asking me? Because I don't know.
I'm not a big fan of Star Trek, but I wanted to mention it because I thought it was interesting, because they're getting Patrick Stewart back for his role.
No lie. Okay.
Yeah, so I mean, like, it's not something that I really want to watch, but I thought that was pretty cool because I feel like that was the best Star Trek. But yeah, it's going to be a TV series, and they had like a little teaser trailer. Not much happening in the trailer, but I'm pretty sure fans are going to be excited about it.
So he's going to star in a Star Trek show?
Yeah.
On what channel? CBS?
Yeah.
I'm so confused by this. I thought he okay.
CBS.
The regular CBS or that trashy streaming service they have?
Their crappy streaming service.
Okay.
So if you're the two people that pays for CBS streaming, I think it's called All Access.
Yes.
You get to enjoy Star Trek Picard. Maybe they're trying to pick up their subscriptions with that.
All they have was so now they have 2 Star Treks, and then a lawyer show. What other show do they have? Why am I paying for 3 TV shows?
I don't know. I don't watch CBS.
That's so dumb. I'm not giving you $7 for that.
It's kind of the same argument I gave for the DC streaming service. It's like you're just giving me DC stuff, and like I always say with the Disney streaming service, at least it has
everything?
A variety of things. It's almost like Netflix because Disney owns so much stuff.
Yeah.
So that makes it worth it. To me, I don't want to pay a monthly subscription just to watch CBS.
Right. And then, it's just, And then because it's so much, if it was like $2 or something,
Yeah.
I'm paying $6.99 to watch your regular shows without commercials. And then
it probably still has commercials.
Well, no, not if you pay. It doesn't have commercials.
Hulu has commercials.
Not if you pay extra.
Okay.
Yeah. Because besides that, I mean, you can watch the shows on their site. As long as you don't wait 2 weeks to go see it, you can see every episode.
Oh, all right, man.
Yeah, so no, pointless. CBS, I don't know who's paying for this, but why?
Yeah, I would say why. But this is since it's exclusive, you're probably not going to be able to watch it free online.
Oh, yeah, no, you won't be.
Yeah.
That stuff is locked.
But interesting. We'll see how the fans react to this when it comes out. See what people's thoughts are.
Mm-hmm.
Terminator trailer. You seen it?
I did.
Okay, so it was Dark Fate. It's called. You don't.
I have
you
no
saw the
idea.
trailer,
I saw the trailer.
Okay.
I have no idea what it was called. It's kind of like the new Terminator. Kind of is like the one from Judgment Day, the liquidy one, but I guess it's a little different.
I thought the Terminator was kind of cool. I was like, oh, that's a cool new idea. So like it can separate into,
which makes it different than what was in the second one.
Yeah,
because this one can multiply.
Right. Well, it's like you got the liquidy Terminator, and it kind of covers up the skeleton Terminator, and they can separate and act independent. Yeah. And I was like, okay, that was interesting, you know. Mm-hmm. But I mean,
besides that,
yeah, nothing much else is going on. And then also, this is supposed to be a direct sequel to Terminator 2.
Okay. So now well, then who's the girl?
She's a new girl, but you still have Sarah Connor in there.
I saw that, obviously.
Yeah.
So is John Connor no longer the savior of the world?
Well, I guess time has changed so much that maybe.
How is this a direct sequel to the second one? If in the third one they were still trying to kill John Carter, right, Connor? Sorry, not Carter.
Yeah. Well, I guess it changed when they didn't kill John Connor.
Well, then how is this a direct sequel to the second one?
I don't know. Look, I haven't seen the movie. Okay.
Oh.
Was your name Delinda?
Yes.
No. But I just think I don't like when movies do this, where they came out with 5 movies, right? And they were all supposed to be sequels of each other. And now you're going back to 2 and say, oh no, ignore the other 3. This one is a direct sequel to 2. Like, I really don't like that, because now you're just confusing people, and I think it's stupid. Just, okay, you came out with some bad movies, just stick with it.
You know what's dumb is that there have been 5 Terminators.
Yeah, well, now there's 6.
You should have ended it at the second one.
The second one was the best one.
Yes, and I feel like it had a good ending, and that could have been that.
Cash grab, man. You need the monies.
Well, come up with better movies then.
Yeah, so Terminator 3 wasn't good. I didn't watch Salvation.
Salvation and Genesis was just...
It wasn't as bad as people made it seem.
You don't think so?
No, but I mean, it wasn't good. Don't get me wrong. But it's just like I heard people talk so bad about it that going into it, my expectation was so low that it wasn't as bad as I expected it to be.
I found it to be very boring.
Yeah, not much happened.
Even the big reveal with John Carter.
Well, it wasn't a reveal.
I keep calling him Carter, and that is not
Connor.
Connor.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep, no T in there.
Nope, not at all.
Yeah, they spoiled the reveal, and I think they're spoiling stuff in this trailer too. Like maybe revealing that Terminator can separate into 2 would have been a nice surprise in the movie.
I don't know.
I think people just need to hire Marvel to do their trailers.
You just need a better marketing team. How about that?
just do that so you don't give away your movie. Even Sony, because I feel like they spoiled a bunch with Spider-Man.
Yes. Yeah. Like, I know the whole movie now, basically.
Yeah. Stop doing that.
Yeah.
But, okay. So, yeah, that's coming out. Okay. Terminator. I guess I'll go see this and see how it was. Some more on Disney Plus. Falcon and the Winter Soldier. It has come out to say that the Zemo and Sharon Carter are going to reprise their roles in the show.
interesting. I really hope Sharon Carter get a big role because I was kind of disappointed that she didn't really have a major role in none of the Captain America movies.
And she didn't do much. Like, she's supposed to be like a really good agent, right?
Yeah, and she's like has such a huge role in the comics, and then in the movie she was just like a girl.
Yeah, so I think it'd be cool if they give her a bigger role. And then Zemo was a pretty good villain intellectually, if you think about it. So I want to see them do more with him because he wasn't really needed for Civil War.
Right.
Even though I think they made a good character. Just he was kind of unnecessary. So I want to see them do more with him as a villain.
So does this mean that he escapes from prison, or
maybe he did. You know, this could be consequences of Thanos.
I feel like everything is just gonna be a consequence of the snap. Yeah, why not?
I feel like we're gonna be hearing about this for like the entire next phase, which is fine because it's that big of a deal.
Well, that and maybe it just answers enough questions that we, random things that people think of, like, well, what if this happened? And how do you answer this? So it could be people get snapped. Who's watching the prison?
Right. And you get out. Well, you see how the movies are taking a direct effect of the snap and saying that, hey, this happened, and how Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is not doing that.
Yes, we realize. At this point, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. is not part of the MCU, is in its own reality, and that's that.
Still upset.
Which is interesting because they made a huge effort of saying that Agent Carter is a part of the MCU. Because remember in Endgame, when he goes back to the 70s?
Yeah.
The chauffeur, the guy Jarvis, was Jarvis from the Agent of Carter TV show.
Yeah, he was the first person to actually cross over into the movies ever.
So it's like, why is Agent Carter a part of the MCU, but Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. cannot be?
The writers of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Oh. That's
it. I mean, they're saying that they're constrained by trying to conform to the movies. I mean, I imagine it could be difficult, especially if Marvel doesn't want to give the script out to everybody.
Okay, yeah, but Infinity War happened.
Yeah.
How hard was it to kick some people off of the show?
True.
Or just to mention that you lost half of your crew.
Well, like I said, it could have just been minor people. You could have had some people that we saw in passing in the last season, and it'd just be like, oh, wow, they disappeared.
All it needed was a few lines.
And I don't think that dusting effect cost a lot, so you probably could have done that on the show.
Yeah, all they needed was a few lines, and then, hey, if all the Spider-Man friends can make it, everyone.
Yeah. You could say everyone that was the main character in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. somehow survived. Whatever. Huh. Is it unlikely? Yes. Will we buy it? Yeah, we'll still buy it. Whatever.
Because comic books.
Yeah. So... but I do want to see what happens in the MCU. I'm glad that they're doing the streaming shows because I kind of get that, like you said, that bridge in between the movies, which I think is going to be pretty cool. So we'll have that, and I think that's about it for the news.
Yeah.
So let's talk Aladdin. I'm going to do a really short, non-spoiler review because,
seriously.
If you haven't seen Aladdin, I don't know what you're doing with your life. It's a classic.
Seriously, you've seen this movie.
Yeah, so just a real quick, what I thought about it, and then I'll get into spoilers. So, Aladdin, I thought it was a decent movie. I actually had some fun with it. I think most of it was some nostalgia factor. Plus, I thought there were some genuinely funny scenes in the movie that I enjoyed. So I'll give it like a 7, I guess. 7 out of 10. There was an extra song.
I think there were 2 extra songs.
It was the same song.
Oh, she just sung it longer?
Yeah.
Okay.
So there was an extra song, which I did not care for.
The girl power song?
I'm not calling it the girl power song. But yeah, Princess Jasmine had a song. And I'll get into why I didn't really care for the song in later on in the review. Other than that, there were some interesting shot choices that I thought was really weird, especially in the beginning of the movie. Those took the movie down for me. And then plus some of the characters couldn't sing. The guy playing Aladdin,
man,
he cannot sing. I think Will Smith did okay.
See, My biggest gripe was that, one, the person who played Jasmine, she has a good voice.
Yes.
She can really sing. But to me, my problem with the movie was that some of the main characters was just so weak. I felt like Aladdin was very weak.
Yeah.
And the fact that he couldn't sing, you sing an awful lot in this movie, kind of hurts.
Well, he has to sing a lot in this movie.
Well, then find a guy that can sing.
They should have got a Broadway guy. Is he a Broadway guy?
No, but apparently the guy who does play Aladdin on Broadway was really good. And I heard a lot of people saying that they should have gotten him.
Yeah.
At least to do a voiceover or something.
Sure, I think they should have gotten a Broadway guy. Well, I don't even say to do a voiceover because he's not a horrible actor, but I don't think he was up to par with the rest of the people in the movie. Well,
I feel like, to me, this movie suffers from, I felt like Aladdin and Jafar and the Sultan, to me, were very...
I agree with the Sultan. I think Jafar, not as menacing as the cartoon version, but I think he still kind of brought it up.
Well, see, my problem with the Jafar is that no one in the movie ever took him seriously.
True, yeah.
And it's like, are you really a bad guy if every time I'm like, whatever, Jafar, we ain't doing that?
Right.
Are you a villain if you don't win at some point in the movie?
I got you.
Right?
I think they tried to turn that into his character arc, and we'll get into that because towards the end of the movie they kind of mentioned something. I think that's what they were going for, but I think it kind of messed it up. I mean, I think he was okay. My biggest gripes were Sultan, because the Sultan in the cartoon was very like ditzy.
Which I get, like, okay, you don't make him ditzy in the movie, but then he just wasn't a strong character.
He was kind of nothing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, maybe that's what it was. Honestly, if they'd have never showed the Sultan, I don't think I would have missed him.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't a big deal. The people I thought did a good job. Will Smith. Yeah. I thought the girl who played Jasmine did a good job.
Mm-hmm.
Her handmaid was funny.
Yes.
She's from Saturday Night Live, I think, originally.
Where could I see her from? I didn't really remember. I was gonna look it up.
Yeah, so Jasmine's handmaid was funny. I know they're making these movies realistic, but it was kind of disappointing that Iago wasn't like a character in this movie.
The entire time I was thinking that, I'm like, okay, I know, animals don't talk, but it's Iago. I feel like he has to, because he was the only animal talking in the movie.
Yeah, no other animals talked, and he just talked because he was a parrot.
Yeah, so that was disappointing to me, especially since I felt like they could have used him as, I don't know, maybe some kind of comic relief. Because there was some parts in the movie I was like, huh, but I didn't really find it.
They did use him for some comedy, and it was kind of funny, but he was just a bird.
Yeah, I was disappointed by that choice.
And my last bit of disappointment, and I guess it's kind of a spoiler, but whatever. During the Whole New World, they didn't fly by the Sphinx and cause his nose to fall off, which I'm sorry, as a child, that was my favorite part of that.
You know what I was disappointed they didn't do, which I guess because Iago doesn't talk. Remember when they're going to Slowly Lamp and he mimics Jasmine's voice and he's listening for Jasmine? She's like, I'm out by the menagerie.
Oh, yeah.
And then he hits the flamingo, like, what are you looking at? Like, I was, like, waiting for that.
Yeah, we didn't get that. Sorry, but because Iago was so funny in the movie, thinking about that. So, yeah, that was kind of disappointing. But other than that, I thought the movie was decent. I don't hate it. I would get, because I have a son, I would get it when it comes out.
I would say no.
No?
No, I would say if he wanted to see Aladdin,
show him the cartoon?
Only show him the animated.
Okay.
Because, to me, I would give it probably a 6.5. I mean, not that it was an awful movie. It just didn't really do anything for me.
Okay. I feel you on that. I don't disagree with. I'm not against your view of it because I can see someone saying that about the movie. I think I did enjoy it more, maybe because the people in the theater was enjoying it, and my wife was enjoying it too. So.
Right, and I went at 10 o'clock in the morning, so there was 2 people in the theater.
The movie got the applause at the end.
I think that's a Canada thing.
They're really polite there. Thing. I did see it in Canada. They are very polite. It was sold out too, so this was a 6:30 show.
Okay.
So, I don't know. It was pretty good. But spoilers, I guess. Okay, so First of all, I don't know why we split it up, but just in case. But again, if you haven't seen Aladdin, what are you doing? Your wife?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a classic. They call it a classic for a reason. But look, when Arabian Nights started, I was just like, oh,
Yeah.
you know.
And this is like, okay, to me, Will Smith was a pleasant surprise because I felt like he was the one I was going to hate in this movie.
Yeah.
And I actually liked him. I thought he did a good take on Genie, minus the fact that Will Smith cannot sing.
He can't.
Even a little bit.
Yeah, I agree. I think they did it in a way that made it okay to listen to.
I feel like it'd have been better if there was...
They should have had a voiceover, I feel, for his singing parts.
Yeah, I think so. I think that all of his singing parts would have just been so much better if he had a voiceover. Especially like Arabian Nights in the beginning.
Yeah, because, I mean, did Robin Williams sing those songs?
No. That was the narrator guy. Oh, you mean like Never Had a Friend Like Me and Prince Ali?
Yeah.
Yes, that was Robin Williams.
Well, Robin Williams, it was because the premise for the cartoon movie is that merchant is the genie.
Okay.
So I think that was Robin Williams, too, for Arabian Night.
Okay. But Robin Williams is also someone who can't sing, but his tone kind of carries, you know what I mean? He can harmonize enough to be like, this is entertaining.
Yeah. But it still gave me like the nostalgia feels because, I mean, Arabian Nights like one of my favorite songs in the movie. So that was good. Talking about the genie and his songs, I love the performances they did for Genie's songs. I thought they were good.
Well, I told you before I didn't like Prince Ali. I still didn't like it, but Never Had a Friend Like Me I thought was performed.
Yeah, Prince Ali wasn't. I mean, it's not my favorite song in the movie, in the cartoon movie.
Yeah.
So, but I think they did. The good thing that they did was kind of, since Will Smith is kind of from a hip hop background, that they kind of put those elements without doing it too much. They put those elements in it so it fit him as the character. Yeah,
I did like all the little dance moves that they did for it and stuff like that. So I thought that was kind of cool and different.
Yeah. I did like You Never Had a Friend Like Me. Wasn't there another one?
There was a dance scene when he was meeting Jasmine for the first time, but that wasn't a song.
It wasn't a song. That was cool though.
Yeah,
cool dance scene.
Yeah.
I know you've never seen a Bollywood movie.
No.
I have, because before my wife was into Korean things, she was into Indian things.
Your wife is weird.
People are into this, okay? But yeah, they for whatever reason in Bollywood movies they break out into dance scenes. I don't know why. Yeah, it's usually pretty random to me, at least. So this kind of reminded me of that. I will have to admit they're at least good dance scenes.
Okay. All right.
So it kind of reminded me of that, which I thought was good because this is a Middle Eastern movie. So I was like, oh, okay, that's actually pretty good. I thought the dancing was good in the movie. A lot of songs, but Aladdin has a lot of songs.
Yeah. But so disappointed the guy who played Aladdin can't sing like at all.
Yeah. He almost ruined a whole new world. He almost did, and then Jasmine started singing, and I was like, okay, it's better. But he's man, that's bad.
Yes, very bad. I was like, oh, you guys.
I'm like, he cannot
especially
sing.
like when he's singing like by himself, like I don't know what the song is,
Street Rat.
Yeah,
I didn't like. Yeah, that was bad.
Because it was just him, and it was like low, and I'm like, ew.
Oh, so before I mentioned some weird shot choices.
The set?
When they were, when in the beginning of the movie, Princess Jasmine's in the marketplace, and he starts escaping with her, and I think that's Street Rap that they sing there.
Yeah.
So, they're singing that, and then they like speed up the movie a little bit, like it's 1.5 times.
Yeah.
And it's noticeable. And I'm like, this is weird.
Yeah, I don't know why they did that. And then to me, is the set supposed to look fake? Because it didn't feel...
It didn't feel real to you?
It didn't feel real. It felt like this is on Lot Studio A or whatever. It just... I don't know. To me, I don't know what kind of look they were going for, but I didn't like it. It didn't seem like a natural...
Okay. I didn't notice the set as much, but I mean... I guess so. Maybe I was too distracted by them speeding up the movie. I don't know if you guys understand what I'm talking about. Like, but if you watch a movie and you press the fast forward button, like during the Street Rat song, they did that. It's the only time they did it in the movie.
Yeah. I don't know what they were going for with that, but...
And I'm glad it's the only time, because at that point, I was like, oh, God, this movie's going to be bad. You know? But, yeah, what other songs do we have in there?
You have that. You have her half singing the girl's power song.
Okay, so what you call the girl power song, which is Speechless. It's the name of the song is Speechless. So... I know. See, I hate doing things like this because my wife said this. I was like, I didn't like that song, and she said that makes you sound sexist. And I'm like, you can't have the attitude that if you don't like something like that, then that means you're racist or sexist or whatever. I just didn't like the song, and we said earlier, the girl can sing. She's great. She's a good singer. It's great. I feel like that Disney put that in the movie because they were trying to aim to get another Let It Go. I feel like they were trying to make another hit song to make money. That's what it felt like to me.
So is that why, like, at the end, she had, like, that whole extra long...
Yeah, also that scene took me out of the movie. I feel like it ruined the pace of the movie.
Yeah, well, yeah, because it was like a music video at this point for some reason.
Right, and even though there's dancing, none of the other songs are like music videos. It was a part of the movie, just like it was in the original Aladdin. There's a part of the movie. There's, towards the end of the movie, where Jafar becomes Sultan, there is a part where she's being carried away by the guards, and then she breaks out into song, and then the song separates itself from the movie. Like you said, it becomes like a music video. Yeah. Because the things she's doing isn't really happening in the movie. Yeah. And that's where you separate that from the other songs. In the other songs, that stuff's really happening. Yes, it's weird that everyone's dancing, but that's what's really happening at that time. And in this is her mind, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought it was a weird choice. I was kind of like, wow, watching it like, what is going on right now?
Yeah, because, like, the guards disappeared.
And and then only for them to, like, reverse, and then it's her, and now she's like, I'm going to speak up and fight back, which I thought was weird because she always spoke up.
Yeah, in the original movie, she spoke a lot. Jasmine was always kind of like that strong-minded character. The reason why she wouldn't take a prince, because that same premise came from the cartoon movie, she wouldn't take a prince from any of the other cities because she didn't want to marry them. And she didn't care about the law or whatever. So it still stood, and she was a powerful female character in the movie. And I think they raised it up a bit by making her Sultan in the movie. Right. By the end. And I'm fine with that. You know, that's fine. Yeah. I think it's just when they added that song in, and, you know, you're going to get people on the anti-feminist end going, they added that in just for the feminist movement, and they're going to be upset by it. And then you're going to get people like myself, because you did a weird music video in the middle of the movie. It ruins the flow of the movie, because you still got, by her turning around and speaking up, it still shows her as a strong character. Yeah. She didn't need a song to do that. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like maybe they just wanted to have an original song for the movie. I don't know what it could have been, but I wouldn't have made that my choice. No. I mean, for one, nothing about the song made me like it. No. I don't want to listen to it again. No, and I don't think it's going to be another Frozen Let It Go. Yeah. And it may not be true, but when I was watching it, it felt like to me that it was just a new song so they can have a new song come out and try and make a hit. I can't say for sure since I've never heard Let It Go. You never heard it? No. I've never watched Frozen, but how have you not heard? I have not heard it. Oh, okay. Yes. So I can't. You are a special kind of person. I work very hard to avoid Frozen in my life. I wish I have never heard this song. I have never heard it. Oh. And I want to keep it that way. No, that's fine. I won't ruin it for you. I hate that song. Okay. Well, you know, it was a big hit phenomenon everywhere, even on the radio and whatnot. So, you know, I feel like they were trying to do that. I don't think it's going to get there. Which is weird because this movie's already filled with iconic songs.
But not original songs.
But, you know, it's not an original movie.
Well,
Frozen's an original movie. I mean...
But you're the only one who thinks that they're trying to mimic Frozen, though.
I mean, yeah. Well, that could just be my idea. And that might just be what I thought. I could be completely wrong. But, hey, whatever. I didn't like the song, okay?
Got it.
Other than that, I thought everything else was cool. It's pretty much the same story. There's a couple of changes, but nothing big.
Yeah, no, nothing big. I think the things that hurt to me, the movie, the most was the fact that Aladdin couldn't sing. I would have chose someone else to play Aladdin. I don't know who. Yeah. But someone else. And I felt like Jafar was a pretty weak character in here. Okay. Because I felt like, I don't know, like in the cartoon, I felt like he was controlling the Sultan a little bit.
He was. He never got a chance
to. And in this one, he never got a chance to.
He kept trying, but
he never to me, became a real threat. Even when he got the genie lamp, it was just, 30 seconds later, and he still lost. Yeah. So I felt like he was never a major threat, which is kind of weird for your villain.
True. I think this movie's longer than the cartoon, isn't it?
Yeah, cartoons are usually pretty short, right?
So somehow they were able to do that. I don't know what the change was.
All the music videos.
We talked about Will Smith singing. Let's talk about his acting.
I thought his acting, I think I might have said this already, pleasantly surprised by his genie. Minus the singing, I liked everything else about his genie. Yeah. I'm going to say we were worried that he's going to try and do like a Robin Williams impression for Genie. And he didn't do that at all. Of course, he keeps some of the lines from the original movie. But he was really Will Smith as the Genie. Yeah. Which was, to me, was great. He had some really good lines, good comedic timing. So I thought he was a good choice. Yeah, I thought so. I thought he played more of kind of like Aladdin's wingman, maybe. Especially when they first go meet Jasmine and the Sultan, and Aladdin's just rambling, and Will Smith was like, "Hey, dude,
That scene was actually really funny. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, so I felt like I really did like his genie, which was surprising to me.
Yeah, where he's rambling, he's like, in 10,000 years, I've never been so embarrassed.
Yeah. Only thing is, another thing, of course, it's from the cartoon, when he's talking to Aladdin, he's like, just be yourself. I wanted that line to come in this movie.
It was in words.
It was in words, but I wanted
wanted it to be vocalized?
Yes, just be yourself.
Just be yourself. But I feel like that was probably ad-libbed by Robin Williams.
Could be.
Because he ad-libs a lot. I think all of the Genie stuff was ad-libbed, and they had to animate all the stupid stuff he was doing. Pocahontas. All right, never mind. I do glad they kind of kept that whole Genie is kind of out of time type of deal, making references and things to stuff he should know about. Which is still funny. Yeah, Will Smith was, I think, great as the Genie. It was a good choice. Yeah. Other than that, I guess, it was all okay. The Handmaid was funny because she had a dry humor throughout the movie. Yeah. Which I do like dry humor.
Yeah, I did like her. I'm going to use her name next week on the podcast. I was going to do it this week, but I wasn't sure if you was going to pick up on it, that I took the name.
Probably not. I'm a bit tired, guys. So, for clarity, I'm really tired right now. I got home at 2 a.m. yesterday, driving back from Toronto, which is a 5-hour drive from where we are.
You could have got back earlier. Let's make this clear. Is your choice to stay that late?
We stayed that late because I'm going to get to it in what you're doing. We saw 2 movies yesterday, not just Aladdin. So, yeah. But yeah, I guess that's our review of Aladdin. Not much else to talk about there.
No. I mean, it's a movie that everyone has seen at some point in their life. So
yeah. If you haven't seen the live action movie, I would say at least go see it. It's an experience to go see it. I think it's fine to go see. You don't agree, Delinda?
No, I feel like if you haven't go see it, you can go. First of all, when did matinee become $8?
It's matinee when the tickets become $11.25.
Why are you paying $11.25?
That's how much tickets are.
No, they're like $10.50.
No, they're not.
Are you sure?
Yes.
I don't believe you.
They're not. They're $11.25. Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah, ticket prices went up. But yeah, okay. Well, we disagree on that. I say go see it. Maybe not if it not even in theaters. At least I'd say see it. It's worth it, and it makes me kind of more interested to see what they're going to do with Lion King. Even though still, hashtag not my Lion King.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I was gonna say at least Beyonce can sing, but Jasmine can sing in this movie. Who's playing Simba? Donald Glover.
Yeah, he sings too though.
He raps.
I think he has some songs. I haven't really listened to him, but yeah, he's got some songs.
Okay, we were on that. All right. Well,
I mean,
we shall see what this Lion King's gonna do.
We'll see what happens.
Oh, did we talk about? I'm sorry, we're about to go all the way back. Did we talk about the Toy Story trailer?
Oh, we didn't talk about the Toy Story trailer. I mean, I don't think it's much else.
No. Honestly, to me, this movie does not look that interesting. To me, the funniest part is the fuzzy bunnies. Key and Peele. Yes.
They're going to be hilarious in it. I don't think they're going to be a huge part, though.
Too bad, because I feel like, to me, that was only
You don't
interesting.
think it looks good?
No, not at all. I mean, it's a sport. Just build a new one.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. But the Toy Story movies have all been good. So
That doesn't mean this one will be.
I have to have faith in this movie.
Okay. All right. Well.
I think it's at least going to be decent. We'll see what happens. Pixar doesn't really miss a lot. So, I mean, they have some misses, but not a lot.
Okay.
Okay. So, we'll go into what you're doing.
Me?
Linda, what you doing?
Obviously. There's only two of us.
Yeah.
I had something good, but I don't remember what it was. I played my PlayStation this weekend.
First time in a while?
Which, for those who don't know me, is a miracle that I turned this thing and played video games. I will say it's because I had some friends over, and they brought video games over, and they were playing it, and I said, hey, maybe I should play my own PlayStation.
They brought their own games over?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. That's okay. I went over a friend's house once, and he doesn't have one, so I brought my entire PlayStation.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he has 3 kids, though, so I just, I wanted something to do.
What, you don't want to play with his kids?
No, I don't like children.
Oh, okay.
I know I have children.
But you don't like them?
I still don't like them.
Yeah.
I only like my own.
I don't know. Your kid can be very interesting.
Well, he's not yours, so you get to not like him.
Awesome.
So, what am I doing? Okay, so yesterday we saw 2 movies because my wife wanted to see The Star Is Also a Sun.
Huh?
So it's a movie. How do I put this? It's about a girl whose family is being deported, and she meets a guy, and he tells her he can make her fall in love with him in a day, and whatnot.
Oh, I saw a commercial for that.
Yeah. It was either I See That or A Dog's Journey. So.
Is that the one with the race car? That guy from This Is Us?
Is it a race car? I don't know. It's like a
I'm
dog
sorry. That was
his family.
I'm sorry.
It gets reincarnated or something.
There was a trailer about a dog movie before Aladdin. That's what I was thinking of.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it seems stupid. I'm like, it's a dog. Okay, I'm sorry.
So I didn't want to watch A Dog's Journey, so the star is also, the sun is also a star.
The girl from,
Blackish.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Which one of them is getting deported? Her family is?
Yeah.
Where are they from? Canada or something?
Jamaica.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but they were apparently illegal immigrants. That wasn't a big part of. Well, it's a big plot point in the movie, but it wasn't a big part of the movie. It was. I mean, it's a romantic. It's not even a romantic comedy. It's just a romance movie.
Oh, that makes it worse.
Yeah. So, I mean, it was decent enough. I didn't hate it.
Yeah, I don't tend to pay for those kind of movies.
I don't either, but I can't only go to the movies to watch Marvel movies. It's not fair to her. So,
okay, gotcha.
So we went to see it. Like I said, I didn't hate it. It was fine. It was interesting because it was a Korean guy and a black girl, which I was like, wow, that's, interesting. They're making a movie like that because, generally it's either same race couples or it's that rom-com black person, white person couple. So that's a different take, I think. Some interesting cinematography in it I thought was pretty good. The person's good with a camera. I would say that.
Okay.
Whoever works the camera, good job. They did some things, the guy was pretty smooth, I think.
Would you have fallen in love with him in a day?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah? Okay.
I'm like, wow, man, he's pretty good. No, he had some lines that were like, they weren't corny enough for you to go, man, that's corny. But they weren't like, this is a pickup line enough to hate. So it was like, man, you hit it. Like it was. I was like, dang.
What you gonna do? Write that down and save it for later?
Why? I don't need lines. I'm married.
I'm just saying.
I don't need to say anything anymore.
You already got the girl.
Yeah, the romance is over. There's no more romance. We've been married 7 years, so that's all done. Plus, we have a kid. It's definitely over.
Shame.
Yeah.
Maybe you should save those lines.
Save those lines.
Yes.
I can't use them. I already have. That's to make her fall in love with him. It wasn't. I can't do it now. It's not going to work. There were some interesting parts. Some commentary on first generation, because the Korean guy was a first generation American. Obviously, she was an immigrant. But some commentary on kind of how the pressure they receive from their family, especially from the Asian immigrants, which I've heard from a few different first generation Asian people from Asian descent. Like his parents wanted him to be a doctor. He had to be a doctor because that's what they came to America for.
Right.
And he didn't really have a choice until he decided on his own by the end of the movie. I was like, some interesting commentary on that, an interesting view of immigrants since we have such a big
major
issue in the U.S. right now about that. So I thought it was an interesting view of that. That's what I did. That's why I didn't hate the movie. I thought there was interesting bits about it.
Yeah. Okay. I think I've seen a trailer. I don't know why or where I would have seen this trailer at, but I've seen a trailer for the movie.
Yeah, I've probably played before another movie.
Probably. I thought it was a Netflix movie, honestly.
Nope.
Are you sure it's not a Netflix movie?
Nope. Huh. I'm pretty sure since I paid $11.25 to see it.
I'm going to search for it on Netflix to see if it's
It's not on Netflix.
I am convinced Netflix has a movie like this.
So, me reviewing this movie, if I take the fact that I don't like romance movies out, I would actually give it an 8 as a movie.
Really?
Yeah, it's a decent movie. If you like romance movies, go see it. If you don't like romance movies, don't go see it because why?
But it's not even a romantic. It's like just flat out like The Notebook.
Yeah, it's a romance movie. There's funny parts in it, but I can't call it a comedy. It's not a comedy. It's definitely not. It's a romance movie. So I'm gonna put it that way. But I've got to be unbiased on it. I don't like romance. Like if I'm grading it on my like of the movie, it's a 6.5. I don't.
Well, the average rating is 50.
For what? Oh, for this movie?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe people didn't like it.
And 5 out of 10 from audiences.
Well, I think I can't rate romance movies because I don't know what I'm looking for. I was like, oh, they did a great job. Good job, guys.
And it was based off a book.
Yeah. One thing I thought was good, her family actually did get deported. Like, it wasn't...
No miracle save at the end?
Yeah, it was no miracle save. Her family got deported. She got back in when she was doing her doctorate on a student visa. Oh. So 5 years later.
Did he wait for her? Nope.
Yeah. Of course, it's a romance. They gotta be together.
5 years is a lot.
Hey, for a person you met for one day.
Boy, that must have been some real good lines.
Mm-hmm. He hit it. Yeah, that's about it. I guess I can't rate romance movies. I guess it's a 5. I don't know what you guys are looking for in these movies. I was looking for some outside stuff. I'm like, oh, you hit this and good cinematography, I guess.
I don't know. I don't really watch romance movies.
I should just have Taylor do these.
Yeah, you should, because you're pretty awful at this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyhow, that's what I was doing. That's about it for the podcast. Of course, if you guys want to reach out to us, you can reach us on Facebook. That's facebook.com/3drivals. Also, you can shoot us an email at 3drivals@gmail.com. And we'll be back next week talking about Godzilla. That's coming out next weekend, so fun for that. Besides that, guys, thank you for listening, and peace out.